Boom bow.
You have to carry on.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to welcome back round ours. We're doing a watch along. We need to talk Simba and Angelista.
Yes. Their interview. I mean, they have had a few interviews before, but it's Paul, and it should be a good one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it at all.
I've seen it. We'll watch it and then we'll start jumping to like certain bits. But I think it was a good interview. I think I possibly wanted to get a little bit more out of it, but overall, I'm like, I think that they're a cute couple in a good place. I did have one gripe, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
But overall, you know what I mean? It's cool. I think it's been cool.
It's an all right watch.
Who's in the house?
Who do we have with us? And have you booked the like button on entry? Have you taken off your shoes?
Take off your shoes, man. Take off your shoes. Big up EJ21 in the building. Cousin Dwayne Banks is in the building. You are having a big old chat about the difference between racism in America and the UK. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Big up Plantain Pappy in the building. Will Smith is here. Who else we got? Yeah, that's the fam. All right, listen, we're not going to beat around the bush because we're going to be back here again at 9:30 for another one. Or big up KW in the spot. So yeah, let's get into it.
Why did Dwayne say always Nana? What have I done now?
I don't know. What have you done?
I haven't done anything.
I mean, you probably have. Will Smith said Asians have been done dirty by this show hard in series is gone by. Imagine they make up more of the population and possibly have had more sizable impact on UK life. But that's no reason for us not to advocate for ourselves. Plantain said,
as in against who?
So earlier on the conversation was basically, so I'm assuming Will Smith is talking about comparing how Asians have been represented on Love Island compared to how Black people have been represented on Love Island. So he's saying
on Love Island.
Yeah.
They've only just entered the chat.
Yeah.
But it's more the impact on the culture. Like, I beg to differ on that one. Not to discount anything that Asians have done, but compared to Black folk, it's not even in the same realm. Like, this country's wealth is built on our backs. Not to say that hasn't been built on theirs as well, but not in the same numbers.
Yeah. The problem is that we go into a funny space when it's like oppression Olympics. And
we don't even have to. I think most reasonably thinking Asian people, specifically South Asian, would be able to say that in the time span of the British Empire and what it did to Africa and what it did to Asia, I feel like they would be able to say they did Africa, they did Asia dirty, but it was a bit different. Like, they weren't millions of them displaced in another part of the world.
The conversation about diversity continues. Plantain says Whitney came through diverse. Why was she diverse though? Albeit a headache, even a villain. Why was she diverse? Why was Whitney, or like diverse from other Blacks, or just diverse because she's Black?
I don't know.
And maybe I need to read the full conversation. Anyway, all right, listen, let me press play.
This is a good one though. Yeah. We can debate it another day.
And not be boyfriend and girlfriend.
But we're seated here on the couch. Candles.
Nah.
It's kind of romantic.
It was like the second or third night. He was like crying in my arms.
I was getting scared that she was very quickly becoming the only person in here for me.
When was the first true test of your relationship?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
It was a bit of a sticky one.
Everyone keeps saying I need to still explore. At this point, it's only been just over a week. So I was like, maybe if I share a bed with her, then that will make me realize, okay, cool. Like, which again, looking back now, it just sounds like nonsense, truthfully.
Honestly, it does. I wanted to talk to you individually.
It looked like I was the loyal girl that wouldn't look left or right. If I could, I would have. I was forced to be in a situation just because I had no options.
Well, there's a lot that we have to talk about. Let's talk. Right? We need to talk.
We need to talk for sure.
The way OP is like not rated at all.
Look, pause with me for just a second. Now, whether you've been with us every single week since day one or...
And, you know, I struggled to sleep at night. Like, it was a mixture of like excitement and nerves. Kind of still feels like a little bit of a dream, truthfully. But overall, right now, emotionally, I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy. Yeah.
You know, I appreciate all of the transparency just in that.
Yeah.
You know, and I knew with you coming in that there are a lot of heavy topics.
There's a lot.
Yeah. That we're going to go through.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I even prepare myself emotionally before a guest comes in. And I think what's going to make this conversation so unique is it's not just you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so I want to even talk about how this came about.
Yeah.
Right. Because do you know how this came about?
A little bit, yes and no. But yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were in touch.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And then we said, okay, Simba, we want you to come on.
Yeah.
Come on. There's a lot that we have to talk about. Let's talk. Right. We need to talk.
We need to talk for sure.
Right. And then I got a message from someone that I believe you know.
I think I know her quite well.
And her name is Angie.
Angie, yeah.
And Angie wrote down some things that she wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And when I read it, I said, we need to talk. Like these are all the topics that I quite honestly have not had an opportunity to talk to anybody on this podcast about.
Yeah.
And I think she's the perfect person.
She is the perfect person.
And so Angie's here as well.
Yeah, she is.
Obviously, you two met on Love Island, which it's so interesting. Love Island is fascinating to me because internationally, it's become one of the most popular franchises in the world.
Yeah.
And continues to be super successful here in the UK, right?
Yeah.
So if we just talk about Love Island, or we just stay in that space real quick, it's just, have you watched it back?
I haven't watched, I haven't really watched it back, no.
And what's the reason why? Because
it would be weird to watch
come back
some people
and
do
immediately
watch it back.
binge it.
Yeah, indulge.
Why have you not?
I feel like for me, it probably would be a little bit of a hard watch.
What do you believe the public most misunderstands about you?
That's a good question.
That I'm a sulky teenager?
I don't know if it's misunderstanding or just complete lack of understanding from their point. And I don't blame them because, again, you know, they can only take what they see. You know, at the end of the day, I feel like every Love Islander says this, you know, you see an hour of 24 hours. You know, nothing can really ever prepare you for it, truthfully. And I feel like a lot of the people that only really understand that are people that have been on Love Island, you know, previously, coming off the show, I've spoken to ex-Islanders and stuff, and they said, oh, you've done really well, and, you know, you should be really proud of yourself. And I get why they can say that, because, again, they've lived it. They know exactly what goes on in terms from an emotional standpoint, you know.
So what do you believe the public is lacking in their knowledge or awareness of you?
I think in terms of me, who I am, you know, who is Simba, I feel like maybe that's the bit that the public don't really know. And, you know, since I've come out of the villa, I've done a few interviews. I've been a bit more open about, you know, Simba, who I am, you know, why I'm the way I am, you know, my personal life, my family life. I'm not really even annoyed about it, truthfully, because in a weird way, I feel like it's better this way for me to come out and, you know, speak my truth and be myself and, you know, being able to control my own narrative.
So, I mean, I've been doing reality TV probably since you were born.
Probably,
You're a young guy. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
Wow, okay.
In the UK and the US.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned early on in reality TV, I was frustrated.
Okay.
Right? I was like, you know what? I do 20 things, but you only portray me as this one thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was something against me. But what I realized is that with television, at the end of the day, it's entertainment and it's a story.
Exactly.
And the story truly has to be as simplified as possible. And when you're dealing with a big cast, lots of contributors,
it's a lot.
Everyone gets one story.
See, I get his point here. I do totally get his point. But I think the problem for me is, but why do, or at least in this instance, why did they have to be the ones that got the edit that they got? And it just feels like the way they tried to portray Simba was really insidious. So it's like, actually, there's so many layers to this guy and what's going on in his life. And we don't even get an iota of that. So it's like, it was very purposeful to be like, this is the roadman you're going to get.
Yes. And as a couple as well, what they were going to put out
and then the downtrodden black woman sort of thing.
I feel like the story is mapped out first.
Yes.
And the characters come after. And within the casting, they already have a storyboard. And you're just like, this person probably fits the profile that will be susceptible enough to go a little bit rogue, even if he really likes somebody.
Yeah.
And then Angie is like, she's sweet enough, the public are probably gonna like her. We're not even gonna cast men to come in to take her away from this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they just worked it all out.
One dimension. Then what do you think that one dimension was? How were you depicted?
Pay for their crimes. Well,
I feel like, since I've come out, a lot of my friends will say, you kind of had the villain edit. That's what they call it. I think that's what social media call it, the villain edit. I feel like it's fair to say, I feel like, I kind of agree with it a little bit, in the sense that the things that I did were just magnified, in a way. And it was like, there was so much more going on that maybe didn't really come to light, but at the same time it wasn't always bad in there. I managed to find Angelista. We had like an instant connection, fell in love, made it all the way to the final, finished third, so
can I pause on that real quick?
Yeah.
So you truly fell in love in the villa?
Yeah.
Hand on heart.
Yeah. Like, she's my person. I found my person.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So you two are then what together?
So right now, I'm not good with all the terminologies. So
are you just not good?
Just bear with me. But in terms of how I see her, I already see her as, like, this is my girlfriend. I think for me, coming out of the villa, the only reason I didn't want to make, because there were some days I did want to make it official in the villa, truthfully, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave here. I know I'm not going to, in terms of having time for any other women on the outside, like, that's just not happening. I know in my heart, I know myself very well, to the point that, I can kind of tell when, I might come out of here and all the attention. And she was even worried about that a little bit as well, bless her. But, I was just, I remember having a day with myself in the villa, and I was like, nah, you're going to leave here and, you've got your person. There's nothing better.
So you are officially not girlfriend, boyfriend.
Not officially, yeah.
But you see her as that, and you're going to make it official at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
This must have been...
This pissed me off.
This must have been recorded as soon as they came out, I'm thinking.
Yes, because he does mention later on that they've just done the This Morning interview.
Oh, okay, that was the first week, because this is stupid at this point.
So I'm hoping that by now, so later on when Angie comes as well, the subject comes up again. And so it's like they are, as he said, they're in love with each other. But then he makes a whole song and dance around wanting to find the right time to become boyfriend and girlfriend.
Maybe he just needed Angie and his mum to meet.
But I think that's happened by this time.
No, not in the first week.
No, okay.
So I feel like maybe that's what it is.
Maybe, yeah. So do we know now, or in the chat, do we know now, guys, if they have become official? Like, are they officially boyfriend and girlfriend?
Any parasocial stands that actually follow these two? I think just the other day I started following Angelista, but I don't follow Simba.
Pappy says, sounds like me when I was asked what my intentions were.
Yes.
So now you know what it sounds like, huh?
Because I can't lie, listening to him, I was gonna say this sounds like what Plantain Pappy is gonna sound like when he does a reality TV show. But I didn't want to call you out 2 nights in a row. But you did it to yourself.
Misty said, I would just like Simba to explain, 1, why he got angry when Mika rejected him, why he persisted to tell Angie he wanted Mika in the hideaway whilst she was crying in front of him. You don't necessarily get those answers from these interviews, spoiler, but he kind of addresses it and skirts around it. This is why you can get edited into a villain. Yes. I'm sorry, Angie should be his girlfriend at the moment. They got on the Jet 2 plane.
Oh, yeah. Everybody goes on that Jet 2 holiday from Love Island.
They are nothing with terms and conditions, emotionally on pay as you go. Very much so. Very much so.
And you're in love.
Yeah, I'm in love. Yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy.
Then that's a win.
It is a win. It is.
Yeah.
A win.
And that actually makes me better understand why everything else in terms of like, oh, I got the villain art or the villain edit or whatever it may be is secondary to you.
Yeah.
Because
exactly. It's like, you know, I'm literally, I can genuinely just push that all aside. You know, I thought leaving the villa, because again, I didn't know. I had little bits of intel like here and there, you know, from like bombshells. They'd come in and they'd say, oh, you know, you're the bad guy, basically. You're the villain of this series. And they would tell me that. And I think leaving the villa, I was a little bit anxious. I was a little bit nervous in terms of, oh my gosh, like, you know, what's going to happen? Are people going to hate me? You know, are people going to like just have negative things to say about me? But it's literally been the complete opposite. You know, since I've come out, it's been amazing.
Yeah,
genuinely.
Yeah. So that's interesting. When some of the bombshells came in, I guess they had been watching.
They've been watching.
So they told you.
They told me. But at the end of the day, it's like I can't really focus. In that moment, I couldn't focus on what they were saying. I couldn't focus on, you know, the pub. I'll come in here, late 90s. He speaks so profoundly about Tony Blair. My dad loves Tony Blair.
Okay.
To the point that he actually, my middle name is Tony. Like, Tony Blair. Yeah. My dad loves Tony Blair. You know, when he came to this country, he got straight to work. Really, he was doing loads of jobs, working in McDonald's. And my mom, I know less about my mom, I would say, in terms of, you know, when she actually came to this country. And I feel like I kind of know why maybe I know less about her and probably know more about my dad from that standpoint. But yeah, they both came here. They worked hard. They met each other, I believe, at university. And then, got married 2 years later. And now I'm here.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here, yeah.
So are you an only child?
No, so I've got a younger brother. He's 4 years younger than me. So he's turned 21. So I actually missed his birthday when I was in the villa.
Oh wow!
I missed his 21st. But
okay,
yeah,
I'm sure you got him a gift though.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
This is good.
Yeah,
this is good. So now you just mentioned something that I have to go back to.
Okay.
You said, "Now I know why I know less about my mother's story."
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking.
So when I was about 9 years old, my mum got diagnosed with motor neurone disease, which is obviously a neurological illness. So in terms of the disease itself, from just more so like a generic standpoint, the disease itself is it progresses quite rapidly. It's very progressive, you know. Don't quote me, but I think the prognosis tends to be 2 years. So it basically leads to loss of voluntary muscle function. So all the voluntary movements that means you can do day in, day out, she can't do because those nerves are damaged. It meant that, you know, from, I say, literally 10 years old, you know, day by day, it's just starting to deteriorate. And, you know, conversation, certain things just she can no longer do. Definitely from a conversational standpoint, you know, I'm such an intrusive guy. Like, is intrusive the right word?
Probably curious.
Curious, that's a better word. I'm very curious. You know, I love picking my parents' brains. I love learning stuff. You know, and I feel like I probably know a bit more about my dad just because we can have those conversations. Whereas my mom, obviously, she can't speak anymore. So she has an eye gaze that she communicates via, and bless her, she'll send me messages. She's got WhatsApp on the eye gaze as well, and she'll email me and stuff. But I think definitely when I was younger, I used to feel bad in terms of like just asking her questions, because I knew how much effort she had to go to actually type things. So my dad would always be like my go-to if I had like questions and stuff. And even till this day, to be fair, like he's always like passing on knowledge to me about like Zimbabwean history, African history, like his childhood growing up and stuff, family trees, family roots and stuff.
Yes,
he tends to be my go-to when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, so I didn't realize. So at 10 is when your mother was diagnosed.
That's when she was diagnosed. Yeah.
How old were you when you last had a conversation with your mother?
I don't think I could even answer. Maybe 9. Dare I say, maybe even 8. I'm not too sure. In terms of just like an actual.
Yes.
It's so far. I don't even remember. Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah, no, that's profound.
Yeah. I don't even remember.
That's profound, especially for a little boy.
Yeah.
I think that the relationship between
his brother would have been baby.
a boy and his mother is incredibly unique, almost like the girl and her dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My dad always says he wanted a daughter as well. Yeah.
Same here. No disrespect to my sons, but I always wanted.
Yeah.
I was watching it with a kind of when he said that.
Look at you.
We just looked at each other.
8, 9, you have your last conversation with your mother. At 8, 9, you probably can't reconcile.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah,
you
what's
do
happened?
When there's a
So when
cute
you
girl
go
around,
back
then
to
I am
that
like, oh,
age,
yeah.
how did that impact you?
I feel like again, just even trying to recollect these things it's difficult because it was such a long time ago. Because she, like, her decline, like health-wise, was very quick. I think she had an appointment with a neurologist. They did some tests, and by the time the diagnosis came, about maybe 6 months later, she was already in a wheelchair.
Wow.
So it was a lot, definitely, from a young age. And I remember at the time, I was just trying to comprehend how. I remember this actually. I was in year 5 and I had an assembly. I went to a Catholic school, and we like reenacted the Stations of the Cross, and I got given the part as Jesus. And I remember my mum saying she wants to come to my assembly, and at this point she was in a wheelchair. I'm not too sure she had the diagnosis yet, but I definitely didn't know what motor neuron disease was or if she had it. But I remember she was in a wheelchair, and there was a carer there as well. And I remember just praying she would not come, just purely because, you're 9 years old. I'm looking at everyone's parents, and they're all jumping up and down, and they're clapping, and they're smiling, and they're talking, and they're giving them hugs. And it was hard, it was hard for me. And I remember battling my own fears, anxieties around everyone seeing my mum, but also trying to protect her as well. And it's like protecting her in the sense that I didn't want her to feel that I was like ashamed or embarrassed or, because I didn't want that for her. Because at the end of the day, she's my mum, I love her regardless. But from a young age, a very young age, I could tell that, it was going to be hard for me to navigate my emotions, and it was going to be hard for me to speak on it as well. And it has been for such a long time.
Yeah. I can feel that when you told that story.
Yeah.
I can see the conflict.
Yeah.
She's your mom, you love her, but at the same time, you at that age, 8, 9, you just want to be like everybody else.
Like everyone else, exactly.
Yeah, and anything that makes you look different.
Automatically you're like, I don't want
hands
this.
up. Yeah. So then at that age, your life changes, right?
Yeah.
Your family's structure changes. So who becomes your mother's carer?
So at that time, I think it was more so an agency. So I think my dad got in contact with like a care agency. So we had carers coming in, but they were for like the odd like 3, 4, 2 hours per day. They'd come in and then maybe go home. and then someone else will come in later and then go home. You know, it was just very much like chop and change. But it was more so from a care standpoint, more so my dad that was kind of, very hands-on at that time.
Okay. So if it's your father, right? Your father, you said when he came over, he was just doing every job that he could. So with your mother, the diagnosis, I would imagine she's not working.
Yeah.
So it's financially, how does the household make?
Yeah, it was difficult because one thing I didn't mention, I haven't mentioned this in anything I've done, and everyone keeps telling me I need to mention this. So my mom was actually a nurse. So after she finished studying, she qualified to become a nurse, and she speaks to me a lot about in terms of, you know, she feels like her career got cut short because she had so many dreams and aspirations. And I think at the point she got sick, she was nursing in a care home, which was managing a care home. And that's when she started to have a few falls at work and you know, she started noticing things at work. So I think she took 6 months off work. And again, as a kid, you don't really notice from a financial perspective what's actually happening. But now when I look back, you know, there's certain things that definitely become more apparent to me, you know. I remember, I think they had to end up selling her car because my mum and dad had a car each, so they ended up having to sell her car. I think as well, like, you know, just like the meals we were eating, it became a little bit more stripped back. You know, my mum used to cook like chicken casserole. She used to love doing chicken casserole, you know, and you come in and you see all these ingredients and all these bright colors. And I remember one time I was looking back, oh my gosh, like, but I remember literally saying to my dad, like, I'm tired of eating rice and stew. You know, like, I'm literally tired of eating rice and stew. And like, God bless him, you know, the next day he started making lasagna for me, you know, me and my brother, because I think he felt bad. I could tell he felt bad.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, in the moment, when you're a kid, you don't realize these things. You don't realize the hardships your parents are facing, the adversity. But that's why in terms of, from a reflective standpoint, I feel like it's important for me to just, sometimes I like to just sit back and just reflect a little bit on these things.
Yes. And I think that's a very descriptive explanation.
Yeah.
You know, I could see it.
You can see it, yeah.
I could see your mom in there cooking lots of things, and then all of a sudden your father's just like, all right, look. This is what we got.
This is it.
Yeah.
And the microwavable pizza. Sorry, I forgot that as well. Every day after school.
Okay. All right. I can see it.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, I'm assuming you thought he was attractive.
Yeah.
Right. Did you feel like immediately he was the one and the only one?
Yeah, for me, I don't know, that instant connection was crazy.
Was it?
Like that first conversation,
Because you were
I haven't felt like that in a really long time. And I've been single for like 4 years.
Get a cracker.
And I've been on dates, and it never hit like that in person for the first time.
Really? Even with the cameras?
Even with you literally forget about them.
Forget about it.
Okay.
When we was talking, it literally just felt like everything else was dark and it was just us.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Okay. So how, you know, when you're having this first conversation, right? I know you have to try to work out, okay, you're on a show.
It's true though, a lot of them
Is
don't.
the person serious?
Right?
Is this real? Are they really into me? Right? How do you do that in a conversation like that?
I feel like for me, I just gauge like how vulnerable are you willing to get? Because I'm the type of person, I don't like surface level conversations. I feel like it's just a waste of time. And I think it was like the second or third night in bed, he got really vulnerable to the point where like he was like crying in my arms, just talking about his mom and obviously what he wants to do for her. And he just started crying. I'm thinking, it's literally been like 3 days. And from that point onwards, I was like, oh, okay, it's deeper. Like this guy's like, I don't know. Is it fair to say that you felt like I was your safe space? I don't know. Like it just felt like he felt safe in that moment. And I felt like I wanted to be there in that moment. And from then, it was like something that was like an unsaid connection between us.
Okay.
Like no one else knew that but us.
We missed the part.
So it was like a.
Okay.
I'm good. Sorry.
Yeah, it was deep. And from then I was like, yeah, like he's serious. So let me Yeah.
Let me be.
Let me see. Let me take him in a little bit.
Can we just touch on that conversation? And the reason why I want to touch on it is because from what I understand, it was not aired.
A lot of our conversations in bed were really deep, really vulnerable, like beyond belief.
Yeah. We used to have.
And it's not aired.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Wasn't
go back
aired
to
at
the
all.
parent
Our
part,
conversation.
the divorce part.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking along the way when he said he alluded to his dad doing it for a period of time. And I was like, actually, if he doesn't finish that off, then maybe they stay together. But okay, cool. So
they're splitting.
Yeah. I had it first with my mum.
Okay.
My mum told me first.
How did that go?
My dad was out of the country. He was in Zimbabwe at the time. Because he goes back home, just to go see family and have his time. So I think my mum used that as an opportunity. She told me to come back home. I remember her saying, like, you need to come back home. You need to come back home. This is before I started still at uni. And then,
so it's around for a while.
We had a conversation. And she basically said, yeah, like, me and your dad, we're separating. But my brother at the time, he was dropping like little hints here and there. He was saying stuff that it isn't always used. It isn't. What did he used to say to me? He used to say stuff like, mum and dad, there's more to it, or not everything is as it looks. When I'd ask him, how is everyone at home and stuff. But me and my brother literally, like, we're so close, but we're just very different people in a way. He processes things in his own way. So when he was dropping these little hints and stuff, it wasn't really hitting me. I wasn't really processing it all. But yeah, that conversation, my mum, she basically just said to me that, it's done. Like, me and your dad are done.
And what did you say?
It didn't hit me. It just didn't. I think I said, oh, okay. But I was like, no, deep down, I was like, no chance.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just didn't even accept it.
I didn't really accept it, no. I genuinely probably thought, this is maybe just kind of how she's feeling in the moment. And, with time, maybe they'll fix things, or maybe she might realize that, that this or that everything will just come back together again. I was very naive. I definitely distanced myself, for sure. I don't know if people noticed, but I definitely did. My brother, he's the only one that probably noticed.
Okay. You distance yourself from family and friends?
Yeah, for sure. Like, my mom's got a lot of siblings, got a lot of aunties, and they've got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So on paper, it's a very big family. Like, I've got like a lot of cousins, a lot of first cousins as well. But it got to the point, people like message me and stuff, and I'd leave them undelivered for months. I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to talk to anyone.
Is that also in the time where you became your mother's primary carer?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that happened first.
Okay.
So that happened first, and then me becoming my mum's primary carer, I'd say that happened after. That happened when I came back from uni. So at this point, I'm still in uni. I'm still kind of running away from my problems a little bit. I'm not addressing anything head on, but I'm angry and I'm hurt. And then I'm using, distractions as a way to kind of take my mind off things and to kind of ease, how I was feeling, easing the pain a little bit. But it just kept piling up. It was getting worse.
Okay.
Worse.
And what are the distractions?
I was going out. I was partying, I was drinking,
balloons,
doing drugs.
Yeah, like just girls. It just took my mind off everything. That's kind of what helped me just, forget about everything else that was going on.
So you then became your mother's primary care.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you do that? Because did you have to leave school? You had to leave school for that.
So I graduated.
Okay.
So at that point, I've graduated now. I've come back home. That's about 2024, May, June. And I've seen, the stuff that my brother, the little innuendos that my brother's been putting out there in terms of my parents, because I didn't really actually know until I came back from uni. Now, my mum said her side, had a few brief conversations with my dad. just because there was definitely a lot of resent towards him. And I was like back and forth between picking whose side am I on. You know, I love them together, but first and foremost, I need to learn to love them as individuals. I feel like that's when I became, you know, more at peace with the whole idea of, you know, my parents aren't together. And once I was able to accept that, that's when caring for my mum became a little bit easier. Again, it's even hard just to be in the house in general because they're both there at this point. Yeah, that's
so they're living in the same house.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
Well, hold on for a second.
Yeah.
So they're living in the same house.
Yeah.
They're separated or divorced at this point. Separated.
Still not technically divorced, but yeah, I know the papers are going through or whatever. But yeah, divorce, separated.
So they're separated. They're not communicating.
Not communicating.
Well,
and then that means your father then has stopped caring for your mom.
Stopped
completely. So she, without you and your brother, there's no one.
There's no one. We've got a team of carers now, and to be fair, they have been there. But there's days, you know, where it might be me and my brother. There's definitely days where it'll be at least one of us, but there's days where it could be both of us. You know, you think at Christmases, Boxing Days, that type of thing.
Interested, but I don't know to what extent. Is it just like just on a vibe, like you just want to flirt kind of vibe, or like do you want to go deeper? So that was my concern. I don't know if he was going to play around.
When I was watching it this afternoon, every time she was speaking, I was mimicking her.
That's fair. Did you feel like he was, I mean, I'm assuming you thought he was attractive.
Yeah.
Right. Did you feel like immediately he was the one and the only one?
Yeah, for me, I don't know, that instant connection was crazy.
Was it?
Like that first conversation, I haven't felt like that in a long time. And I've been single for like 4 years. And I've been on dates and it never hit like that in person for the first time.
Really? Yeah, even with the cameras?
Even with you literally forget about them.
Forget about it.
Okay.
When we was talking, it literally just felt like everything else was dark and it was just us.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Okay. So how, you know, when you're having this first conversation, right? I know you have to try to work out, okay, you're on a show. Is the person serious, right? Is this real? Are they really into me, right? How do you do that in a conversation like that?
I feel like for me, I just gauge like how vulnerable are you willing to get? Because I'm the type of person, I don't like surface level conversations. I feel like it's just a waste of time. And I think it was like the second or third night in bed, he got really vulnerable to the point where like he was like crying in my arms, just talking about his mom and obviously what he wants to do for her. And he just started crying. I'm thinking, it's literally been like 3 days. And from that point onwards, I was like, oh, okay, it's deeper. Like this guy's like, I don't know, is it fair to say that you felt like I was your safe space? I don't know. Like it just felt like he felt safe in that moment. And I felt like I wanted to be there in that moment. And from then, it was like something that was like an unsaid connection between us.
Okay.
Like no one else knew that but us. So it was like you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Sorry.
Yeah, it was deep. And from then I was like, yeah, like he's serious. So let me be. Let me see. Let me take him in a little bit.
Can we just touch on that conversation? And the reason why I want to touch on it is because from what I understand, it was not aired.
Is that true?
A lot of our conversations in bed were really deep, really vulnerable.
No, I was saying to Dwayne, so we're having a conversation in the chat about the balance of the portrayal. So like I'm saying that you can still show the clips of Simba storming down the thing, having a tantrum or chatting to girls, and then throw in like 30 seconds to a minute of, oh, this guy's a carer for his mum. And Dwayne is like, no Islander has ever had this done for them. And I don't think that is true. I feel like not all Islanders, but in the past, sometimes we get moments with Islanders where you just kind of get a snippet of them. You get a little tiny bit of a sad story or something. Or
I feel like So I can't, nobody is springing to mind with his specific story, but we definitely, now let's say we saw Priya's sister with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
We've definitely had that before. And there's been more of a conversation with somebody whose sibling had a disability and they were given that time to talk about it. I think if they were even just making my parent proud, they have definitely given, it's usually women though, they have given them that kind of space to be like, I'm doing this for the we didn't see any of that.
No. Will Smith said, remember that Uzi guy with the hair? He was primary carer for his younger sibling after his mum died.
Yes.
Barely mentioned. But that's
but
the
it did get mentioned.
It got mentioned.
It was barely,
It got mentioned.
We didn't know nothing about his mum.
But this is literally the point I'm making. We didn't know anything about this until he left the villa.
Yeah.
With Uzi, we got a mention.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't, tip the scales in either way.
What else I would say though, because Uzi's story also came out more in the press. We didn't even hear about Simba's family in the press. So, and they know what they're doing. Like, the Sun has backstory on everybody. They purposely, anybody else, it's not even just the Sun, Heat World, all of the places, the Irish News I would get pictures from, none of them covered Simba's backstory. And they do that for people all the flipping time. So, yeah, they're I don't know, unless another islander can put their hands up and be like, I too was a carer and nobody spoke about it, I feel like he was set up.
Yeah, it's very specific. I think being a primary carer could have been spoken about like it's a job. They love highlighting the teachers. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, and also you've never had this before.
So...
Or to our knowledge anyway.
Yeah. I just feel like, even because I don't know, he still did things that were like out of order in Love Island world. I don't know that even if we had known he was a carer, it would have cancelled out people being like, but it would have made him more of a well-rounded character.
Yeah. Let's go.
I just don't believe if one of the Murphy brothers was a carer, that wouldn't have been their primary storyline.
Yeah.
Aiden was a carer for his mum. Oh, come on now.
So you've got this geezer guy, but also
a carer.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Beyond belief.
Yeah. We used to have...
And it's not aired.
Yeah.
Wasn't aired at all. Our conversations were crazy. Like, we would stay up, the lights would go off, and like we was always told we're the last ones to go to sleep. We'll be up 2 hours after the lights are out, 2-3 hours
just talking.
So just to think of again, Don Sibster was saying Simba compared to other black men was giving an amazing edit. I don't even think I would say that. Like, for me, I feel like Tyreek had a much better edit because you don't get any of the soft side of him or anything like that. But in terms of brand Tyreek, he had a good edit.
Yeah.
Like, you came out there liking him, like that's a good guy. It wasn't until the end people started slowly coming round to Simba. But generally throughout the whole of it, like literally for Simba, right at the beginning and right at the end, people were on him.
Yeah.
In the middle, they were like, no, the guy's this, that, and the other.
Yeah. No, definitely. I don't know compared to others. I don't think so. I think most black men get the same type of shit.
Yeah, there you go. He even said he spoke about Samraj and nothing was aired. That could have been in bed at night. That could have been. But I mean, we did get that one bit of him and Samraj when they were both kind of tearful, sort of thing. Tyreek didn't move mad unprovoked. How did
No. I agree. I feel like, and Simba probably figured out not to jump to what the producers are saying after a while.
Yeah.
It may have taken him a little bit longer to figure that out. But most people, even Toby, for the many times that he's been on Love Island, generally gets quite a good edit.
Yeah. Would Simba want to be the guy who is a carer for his ill mum though? Like, after being that kid since 9 and being that guy in his early 20s, maybe he wants to be Simba, if you get my drift. But that is also a part of Simba. And I think
And
I
he
would
spoke
argue
about it.
if he didn't want to be known, you wouldn't say anything.
Yeah. The fact that they said they spoke about it often and we didn't get one snippet of that is they decided we are not telling that side of Simba's life.
Yeah. Life of Watch said Tyreek had the right complexion. They were lapping up everything he did.
I also agree with you.
That's
as well.
also yeah. So the fact they brought up Simba bringing back Mara on this morning, but lovely questions for Cav and Lorenzo lets me know the edit was not good for Simba. There you go.
Thank you, Maggie. So true.
Dejon, Ramel, Shaq was treated like a demon. But
no, Shaq first time actually wasn't. He actually got quite a good edit. Very sympathetic to him. It was second time that they decided that we're not playing ball with Shaq.
I think Dejon definitely got the edit he deserved.
Because what was nice about Dejon?
Yeah. And then I would also say the same for Ramel.
Ramel weren't in it long enough to be fair, Don.
Like it was just like, okay, yeah. Like this is, I think we got the measure of who Ramel was, you know.
I just don't think he was in it long enough to even say what his edit was.
All right.
So what was it then? Because it seems like that conversation, something happened in that conversation that cemented you two. Like perhaps you've never been close to anyone else.
Yeah.
Can you share what you talked about?
He started it off, to be honest.
I think I was getting scared, basically. I was getting scared that it's only, I mean, it was day 4, I think. It was the 4th day.
Okay.
And I was getting scared that she was very quickly becoming like the only person in here for me.
So when the sleepover comes, you two have already, in essence, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but almost like committed to each other. Is that too strong? Look,
I mean, it was an underlying understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like we knew under the surface what it was.
It was an underlying understanding.
Yeah, underlying understanding, but yeah.
Okay.
We knew here.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
But I knew that our story wasn't going to be a situation where we can just roll with that and just, be off with the fairies.
Okay. When was the first true test of your relationship?
Was it the hideaway?
Yeah.
Hideaway situation. It was a bit of a sticky one. I just felt like I understood you to a level where it's like I know you, and the hideaway thing. It was just like what? Like I was.
So can you explain for anyone who didn't watch? Right.
Yeah.
But they want to understand how this was a test for your relationship. What happened at the hideaway?
So I went away, I think it was for a night, to the sleepover villa. And at that time I was getting to know Mika a little bit. And in the sleepover villa, we tried to explore the connection. And we came back.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot on this.
Yeah.
But how do you try to explore a connection? What are the activities to explore a connection?
In Love Island terms, exploring connections is like you kiss basically, and you try to, kind of just see if there's any feelings there. Again, this isn't how I'd operate on the outside, but Love Island is its own unique environment where people kind of feel the urge to really interact with one another, especially in a physical way. So yeah, we kissed in the sleepover villa, but we didn't end up sharing a bed that night because she got picked by Chidi to share a bed and stuff. So she decided to sleep with Chidi that night. But she said, if there's another opportunity, if another opportunity comes up to like share a bed or whatever, then she'd be happy to do so. So then we came back to the main villa now, and I was coupled up with Angie at the time, but you can only go to the hideaway with someone you're not in a couple with. So given that we didn't get the opportunity to do so in the sleepover villa, you know, I thought, okay, why not share a bed with Mika just to see again where my head's at, give me some more clarity.
Okay.
Because it's like, for me and Angie were so good at that point, and I was a little bit like, you know, everyone keeps saying I need to still explore. At this point, it's only been just over a week. I haven't even been in the villa for 2 weeks yet. So it's still early, and I kept thinking, like, how can I explore this connection more to see how I really feel? Because I kissed Mika, but I still don't really feel anything. So I was like, maybe if I share a bed with her, then that will, you know, spark something, or maybe that might make me realize, okay, cool, like, I actually really like her. Which again, looking back now, it just sounds like nonsense, truthfully.
Honestly, it does.
Yeah, it's not. It is. It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
All right, so I have to ask.
Yeah.
So Angie, what's your take on that?
That I was speechless. Like, genuinely, I didn't have any words when he told me that was his idea. Like, it seemed way out of character for him.
Yeah.
Just based on our private conversations.
What they are saying.
So I was just
What
like,
is it?
I don't know. Like, it
seems way out of character for him. Everybody was saying you should explore more. You're too locked in. This was all producer led.
Yeah.
It was very strange to me that, like, because it didn't even make sense, because I was like, this is your first night back, and then you want to not sleep. You've been away for 3 days. Your first night back, I've been sleeping alone for 3 days. And then, was it 3 days or 2 nights? I don't even know.
It was like 2 nights.
Okay, felt like 3 days. And then you want to come back and then be in a hideaway, and I'm slept by myself, knowing that you're with someone else. Like,
yeah,
that was insane to me. I couldn't even say anything. Like, in a amazing, beautiful world, I would have cussed him out. But I just could not speak. Like, there was no words. Like, all there was just like little tears coming out, because I'm like, this can't be.
So you were hurt?
Yeah.
Truly.
Overly hurt.
Yeah.
Did you feel like the underlying understanding was no more?
Yeah, I did feel like, I don't know, it just felt,
I don't know,
like maybe I was just like, that was just a me thing. Maybe it was just my own understanding. Maybe he's just, I don't know, off with the fairies somewhere.
Okay. Simba, did you know how hurt Angie was?
Yeah, I remember telling her about, you know, me wanting to go to the hideaway with Mika, and she started crying. And I think that was the first time I seen you actually. And then I started to realize, okay, like, you know, this girl actually likes me.
Do you feel any level of responsibility being a Black couple on Love Island while you were on the project?
Do you want to go first?
For me, I would say yes. Because I know there's a lot of younger Black girls watching, older Black women watching.
Talk about you.
So for me, I was being myself, and I dealt with the situations just naturally how I felt in the moment. But then there was times where I was like, oh, like, I should have probably went a bit harder, because it's like, I know, like, probably people watching, like they probably wanted that for me to go hard, and for my situation to be like, you know what, stand up for yourself as a Black woman, be strong, in a sense of like, don't take, you know, foolishness kind of thing. And then obviously the way I dealt with the first situation, for instance, it was just like, yeah, it was. So I did kind of have that in my mind, where I was like, I felt like, yeah, I could have went a bit harder.
I feel like you probably had it worse.
Yeah.
For me, I think I remember when my dad came on Family Day, and this is actually related to Angie. He came on Family Day, and again, I don't think they aired this, but he said to me, he basically gave me an inkling of like what's to come, that outside, the noise, you know, there's gonna be some hate and stuff, especially from Black women. You know, he didn't say it explicitly like that, but he kind of like dropped it, you know, kind of just put the seed in my head for me to like actually digest what he's saying. And he basically said to me that you have to understand that Angie's a Black woman, and, you know, at this point, me and Angie were good.
Angie's a Black woman.
He said you have to understand that, you know, social media, like Angie said, that there's women that are are looking at Angie like a sister,
Yeah.
you know, like a daughter, you know, and they can't exactly feel what she's feeling, but you know, they're empathizing a lot to Angie's situation, and you're a black man as well, you know, so you just basically said to me, like, brace yourself. And I think that moment, that's when it kind of clicked for me that, okay, there is extra pressure, especially, you know, in our couple, black man, black woman, and what we're representing as well.
With Love Island 2 is, what was the moment for you, Simba? The moment where you fully trusted Angie?
The recoupling speech, the last recoupling speech that she did before basically the last one of the whole season. She stood up, wearing black dress, and I remember standing literally like diagonally opposite her, and she was in flow state. Like, some of the stuff she was saying, like, only my person would be able to say these things. And the fact that she was saying it not just to me, but and not even just to all the islanders, the whole country, you know, she was speaking about like me being God-fearing, and me opening up to her and being vulnerable, and us loving each other, and me being like a part of home for her. I was just like, whoa. Like, to be fair, all her recoupling speeches were really good, but that one, yeah, that's the one I'll never forget. Because I just remembered, I didn't know where to look. I was just like, whoa, like she just kept going and going and going and going. And like, my face was hurting from smiling. And, you know, and I don't know if I'm guessing they had to obviously like edit it, because it was like, it was a lengthy amount of time.
Oh, was it?
And all the boys were like to me, wow, like, you know, Angie, like, that was one of the greatest speeches I've ever heard. And I remember saying to the boys, it's not even my birthday, you know, like, imagine what she's gonna do on my birthday when she's like standing up and having to speak about me. And that's how she made me feel. She made me feel like it was my birthday. So
imagine the wedding.
Imagine the wedding. Crazy.
It was gonna be
crazy,
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I loved it. Angie, what was the moment that you fully found trust in Simba?
I think it was the day after he came back from Casa, and he called it a day with Mara the next day. And when I was hearing his behavior in bed with her, like the day they came back from Casa that night, like he turned over, like he just, no talking, no touching, no nothing. I was upstairs, so I didn't see what was going on in the bed downstairs. That was the first night that they spent together in the villa in bed. So I was just a bit like, oh, like, what's going on? They talking, like, I still hadn't really gauged the situation because I don't know anything. So then when the next day I'm hearing that was the case and he was going to call it a day, I was like, oh.
Yeah, after one day. It's crazy,
after one day, it hadn't even been 24 hours.
It wasn't even a day, it was just the night, basically.
It was literally just the night, and then the next.
In the morning. Yeah, we came back in the night, and by the morning, I just said, yeah, it's done.
Yeah, so for me, that was like a big teller for me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like serious. Like he knows like what he wants for real. Because he could have dragged it on and done the whole triangle limbo situation. Oh, I don't know you or her. But like, yeah, he brought her and then like literally the next morning it was like done. Like, so I was just like, okay, I can trust that he knows what's what. Like the penny's dropped now for him.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So now you both finished third.
Yeah.
Okay. I see here that the season 13 finale had 1.1
million
viewers and countless millions viewed clips, etc. Right? So still incredibly popular. Were you surprised that you came in third?
That's the question.
I wasn't surprised.
You weren't surprised?
Low key, we was like, okay, like, definitely not winning, but more so, like, we was like second maybe, but we was like third, like, we was like, to be honest, because even like Jazz was saying to me like the day before, she was like, you're definitely going to be second. And I was like, not really, because I was like, let's boil it down to race now. Like, really and truly, I don't know. For my understanding, I'm like, do black people vote like that for real? For real? Like, just based on that, I was like, yeah, we'll probably just be third.
Yeah. You know what? This is the interesting and sad thing where she's like, do black people vote like that for real? For real? So a lot of the time we're going on these shows and we're not even thinking that white people will look at us and like us, see our humanity and vote for us. We're literally relying on whatever small percentage of black people are the population, and then the even smaller percentage of that's actually watching Love Island, and then the even smaller percentage of that's actually going to take the time out to vote. We don't even have an expectation.
Well,
of
she doesn't. Her logic and her thinking is flawed. If you win over Facebook mums, it doesn't necessarily, like, yes, they have their preferences, but a black person can win them over, and they have done. So that is tried and tested. She's not coming after Samira. Like, you've had Amber win. We've seen it. So no, I'm sorry. I feel like she's kind of she's chatting a little bit of shit.
All right.
But I understand her thinking.
So you thought third, but it sounds like you wanted one or two places up.
Yeah.
I just knowing our connection. What was you gonna say?
I feel like a big telltale for me was all the ex-islanders coming in. I'll never forget that day. You know, all the ex-islanders, every single person that we've lived with, they've seen our highs, but they've also seen our lows as well. But the most important thing is 24 hours worth. You know, so they're living every single day with us, and we didn't get any votes. And I remember
the vote was who doesn't
deserve to get to the final.
Oh, doesn't.
Yeah, basically he doesn't deserve to get to the final. And I think there was some couples on like 8 votes, 7 votes. Every couple had at least 2 votes. The next up was 2, and those are the winners. Yulia and Lorenzo got 2, but we had none. You know, so for me, I feel like that could have, in terms of from the public perspective, you know, if I'm watching that member of the public, I'm thinking, okay, maybe cool, they might not be my favorite couple, but at the end of the day, these are the people that are spending the most time with them every day, and they think that they're not worthy of getting any votes as a reason why they shouldn't get to the final.
Okay,
you know.
So it sounds like you were hopeful that you could have won.
I was hopeful, but like Angie said, we knew we weren't going to win.
Realistically, that was just hopeful thinking.
Me and Cav literally said, Lorenzo Yulia winning it. A second is a flip of a coin. We literally said, me and Cav literally said flip of a coin. Okay. And even the percentages, I think we missed that by 1.1% or something.
Yeah, it was close.
Very close.
Yeah, it was very close. That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah. So now a question I asked earlier, but now Angie, I have to come to you. Right? This is not to put you on the spot, but it is to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Did you find love in the villa?
Yeah. Yeah.
Without question.
Without a question.
Without question.
Without a question.
Okay.
Without a question.
I love this. So you found love in the villa. Yeah. Still in love now. All right. So
is there any
where do we stand right now? Because we touched on it earlier.
Yeah, we spoke about
it. But now that we're here now, so we have 2 lovers sitting awfully close.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we stand right now in terms of our coupling?
Like I said,
I think it's up to him. Well, I think you can't be in love.
Yeah, for sure.
That doesn't make sense.
And not be what?
And not be boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
So
you can't be in love and not be in a relationship.
Yeah. For sure not. Yeah.
What's that about? Do you know what I mean?
I think I agree, and she knows this. You know, outside world and being in that villa, it's like polar opposites, basically. Yeah. In a sense, you know, it's just time, Paul. I think it's just generally,
oh my gosh,
like every time there's been no time to go on a date and just like phones down and just look at her and just take her in and take us in.
There was a moment where we was like, you know what, tonight we're actually just gonna sit and watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Put down our phones.
Yes.
And just have us time because since coming out, it's just been go. There's been no time.
There's been no time.
No time. All right, but
I couldn't get with this. So
like, but this was pretty quick.
This was coming. This was like very like close to them coming out, which I get and I understand. But sometimes you got to look at it like this. So let's just say, because he kind of goes on to say, like, you know, he wants to make it special. So you haven't had the time and the space and the opportunity to make it special.
Oh my God, I have seen when they did it. He redid her birthday. And there was flowers, and I literally have seen it. Let me see if I can find it.
So, yeah. But this is what I'm saying is like, you could have still. It seems sillier to me to go that length of period and sit and tell people we're in love, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, you can still be boyfriend and girlfriend, be in love, and then still decide, like, but this day
do a big thing.
We're gonna do a big thing.
I just
like
they're young.
Yeah. Somebody said it earlier on where they were like, you have to remember their prefrontal cortex still hasn't fully developed. So
I remember seeing it. He like covered the room.
Yeah. So Maggie's guy says, no time to say, will you be my girlfriend? Miss T says, this is some bull now. EJ says, what about Lorenzo and Yulia? Yulia is a single Love Island winner. Hilarious. Are they even still together?
They are not. They are playing.
Yeah. In love, prayers, God, single. Black British dating plus Gen Z, none of our business. Do you know what? I hear that. I do hear that. Yes, old ninjas, we got to mind our business. I mean, yeah, look, we got to mind our business, but sometimes I think like when you look at the young ones and they are not moving correctly, you feel obliged to tell them.
That's what he did for her birthday, and that's when they became boyfriend and girlfriend.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it in the sense of maybe you wanted to like
want to make it a big fan. They're boyfriend and girlfriend, really.
It's just such a futile conversation that they are having now. Like you are boyfriend and girlfriend. Like there's no, do you know what I mean? Let's jump to Angie's one-on-one. She talks about like the whole kind of casting thing and being desirable as a Black woman and this thing.
Okay.
There we go. No.
I can do it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much for even giving that time of day. I didn't even think you would.
So, as much as you want to go into this, if you could, maybe what we should do is, if you could
KW
explain
to
everyone watching what it was that you wrote to me.
So it was just more so basically just my experience as a Black woman on Love Island. I felt like my experience it did feel lonely sometimes.
Lonely?
Compared to like other female Love Island contestants. I felt like the desirability, it's always really been a topic. So it wasn't like I was walking into Love Island being like, oh yeah, I'm going to be desired by everyone. Like I knew there was a risk in that, but it's just living it. It just hits different. So my thing was like, I walked in there, was hardly desired. And then when someone finally walked in, that was like gunning for me straight away. From the outside, he said, Angie straight away, came inside, same energy. When I finally had that, the one time, I just felt like now my narrative had to be a situation where he's the player and I'm sitting around and I'm just waiting for him to finish his dog days. When in reality, it's like I had no options for real. Like I wasn't given, like they gave him all the options. Like, you know, he had sleepover opportunities. He had, you know, multiple people was interested in him. Like, not even like just when he walked in, so many people, like literally the next morning, they was like, yeah, respectfully, Angie, I'm going to also get to know Simba. So it's like, can I have one thing? So it just felt like, okay, he has his options, but like, okay, can we bring in someone that I can also get to know and, you know, test our connection on my side? Because now it just looks like I'm just sitting here looking like a fool when it's like, it's not by choice.
I see it.
Like my hand was forced to sit here, and because like who else I'm not going to speak to someone who's not interested in me just for the sake of like trying to explore. Like, no one's interested in me, and no one came in interested in me.
Yes.
I was actually sitting there and I was thinking, hold on, but like, I had a really difficult experience, like in terms of just my experience just as a Black woman, and I haven't seen anyone else do it. That's why I was like, let me say something, because I really need to just get it off my chest. Like, I was talking to my mom and I was just there like, nah, like that wasn't right what happened, like, because now I look crazy, like, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, it was, yeah, you get it.
Yeah, no, fully. Thank you for that.
He's also done
When
it.
you wrote
He ain't the person. Should have come on
that
Auntie.
to me,
Yeah.
the reason why I was so interested to talk about
She
it,
should
and the
have.
reason
Why are you reaching out to him?
I have wanted to talk about this topic is because I don't think I know,
But you should still
not only in the UK, in the US, and many other countries, there is, I would call it a horrendous problem with how Black women are treated on television.
Yeah.
He's actually like making my blood boil. And I love Paul, but this is some hardcore bullshit that he is saying. For somebody that is on flipping Married at First Sight, and we have seen the Black women that go on that show, that they cast, the men that they put them with, where you're talking about, oh my God, the portrayal of Black women. Brother, like, you ain't a part of this system that does that same shit. Like, this is absolutely
But is he
ridiculous.
a producer on Maths?
He talks to the Black women like, you got to do this. Like, he knows it's bullshit. And you're a part of it as well. It's like, you can't go on like, oh, this is some mythical thing that happens elsewhere. It happens on Maths as well. So you're being a liar. But yeah, okay. He probably is not going to come.
That's not to say Black men are not treated horribly, or white men, white women, etc. Certain religion, certain nationality, etc. Yeah. But this is a conversation about Black women.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep it at that.
Yeah.
I know some people are going to say, oh, Paul no. This is about Black women.
Yeah.
And you touched on what I think is one of this underlining issues that I see in the two, because I'm working in the US and the UK.
Yeah, right.
And that word is desirability.
Yeah.
And the issue that I see is that by placing you as a Black woman on a reality show, and if you feel as if there is no options, if you feel as if there is no desirability, it's like you're saying that, there were no options for me. The not only is there an impact on you, but then the perception is that you have Black women watching at home, and we know that there's a parasocial relationship with reality TV. People have a relationship. They see you. They're like, Angie's me.
Well, exactly.
Or Angie's my sister. Or Angie's my daughter. Or like, Angie is I'm connected to her. We have a relationship. And the more that they could feel you not feeling desired, it's internalized.
Yeah.
And so then, even though I'm sure people fight to have you on for representation,
Yeah.
by not giving you a full experience, what it does is it's actually a ripple effect of being detrimental.
Yeah.
And I'll even go a step further, is I think it's
the best part.
incredibly detrimental
I think
to Black men.
Yeah.
Because you have Black men watching and they say, oh, look at that. Oh, she's not desirable. Right? Or they say, she doesn't have a lot of options. And then they watch the parasocial relationship they have with Simba and say, well, look at all the options.
Yeah.
That
fish in the sea.
Fish in the sea. So this is something that has.
That's the general gist of that part of the conversation anyway.
I mean, he's saying all of the things, but Paul, this is bullshit because you're in those rooms, and I understand he is not a producer, but he actually is facilitating reality TV shows that perpetuate this same shit. So you're not a commentator on it, you're actually involved in it, and you're not doing anything to change those things either. So stop the noise. Like, really, chatting for chatting's sake.
Auntie Nana has spoken. Well,
but yes,
overall, look, I think it was like a light touch interview. I think it was good for them. We didn't get too much like new things, but I like the image so far that we have had of Angelista and Simba since they've come out, and I wish them well.
Yeah, I like them, you know, just like we've kind of liked Simba for a while. Anyway, I'm glad that more people are warming to him as a well-rounded person. I know everybody always brings up Ovi in this space. I just think Ovi carried himself quite well, but also Simba, if he was taller, could have been a new Ovi. Ovi had two things: a very good-looking face and height.
I tell you what, I've seen the way I mean, I've always known about the power of height, but watching Love is Blind and the way Fran just went goo-goo when she saw Joseph for the first time.
Joseph, 25, in Love Island.
Yeah.
It's just those combo. It's just a combination that Ovi had. But why Ovi wasn't bigger like Tyreek on the outside is his personality just didn't carry
it,
enough. That's literally it.
Maggie said, please continue playing Angie's section. We can't because we have to go.
We got to go because we're back again at
9:30.
Yeah.
9:30. We're going to be doing Love is Blind, episodes 6, 7, and 8. So that we are all caught up for the new episodes that come out tomorrow.
The wedding.
The wedding.
We didn't get an invite
to
watching the finale.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
It's
probably gone by now.
Yeah, it would have happened this. I didn't chase up.
But anyway, guys, I'm gonna.
I wanted to get a new Love is Blind cup.
Too late. Gonna get some food in our bellies. Come back. Love is Blind. And if there's time, we can still pick up any points from this that we want to talk about. I feel like I want to do a video
on this.
Yeah.
Do it.
I feel like I want to do a video. Yeah.
Do it.
All right, guys.
Okay. Lovely.
KW, go Sainsbury's.
30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes back here on the channel, and we're going to carry on with Love is Blind.
Take care. See you later. Bye.
Bye.